Good morning, everybody. This is Kim Danke coming to you live from the Shibby Studios in Kennesaw, Georgia. Today is Wednesday, August 25th, 2021, and we have 129 days left in the 2021 edition of the Game of Life. And I hope that you're playing along with me. What kind of day or strategy are you going to have today? Well, we can choose our day, but then there are strategies that we might have to pull out all day long. You pull out your morning strategy. Your morning strategy is going ahead and journaling what type of day you are going to have. But by the time afternoon gets here, we're going to have to pull out a different strategy. That strategy may be to have to deny ourselves some little thing that we want that isn't helping us at all and delay satisfaction. Now, when we delay satisfaction, it might also not come in the same form. So, for example, if we deny ourselves some chips, the satisfaction can come in the morning of you being happy with yourself, you being pleased that you did not give into those chips. It doesn't have to translate into delayed satisfaction of the same thing. It can be delayed satisfaction in the morning that you did it. So you got to pull out strategies all day. And then when it gets nighttime, there's another strategy. Find something new to do. Because if you have patterns of habits that create problems in your life, you've got to break up those patterns. And so find new things to do at night if you are munching at night. So you have to have strategies all throughout the day. And yet you are on this nutritional adventure. You are on this life adventure with the Shibboleth lifestyle. Your strategies are going to change. Just as we continue to grow in life, your strategies are going to change. I was reading in this morning, Discerning the Voice of God, because we do class tonight. And Priscilla actually wrote this 10 years ago, and she did a revamp. And I thought this was really cool. When she at the first printing of Discerning the Voice of God 11 years ago, her kids were only toddlers then. And looking back, I was still pretty wet behind the ears. Today, my two oldest sons tower over me, both of them nearly 6 feet tall. Every time I hug them and notice how my head plants firmly against their chests instead of theirs against mine, I'm reminded how growth is an inevitable indicator of life and health. So, of course, we live a lifestyle and we want health. And this growth is an indicator that you're doing well in those things. But the next thing was, the same is true for our spiritual lives. If we're walking with Christ and our spiritual lives are healthy, we should expect to see growth and changes in perspective simply as a natural progression. Just makes sense, doesn't it? I'm grateful for it, for the renewed perspective God has given me through the last 10 years or so. So I didn't see, I've made all kinds of notes. See all that highlighting? That highlighting was from the original. See that blue mark right there? That was from the original. But now that I'm rereading this again in preparation for the class tonight, I really liked this. So it's really funny how when a person, you read a book and you're really liking it and you just speed right through it, almost need to go back and slow down and read it the second time so that you can just get some more information out of it. So this struck me as important today. And you can have that same thing. That's just like reading the Bible. That's why the Bible is called the living word. Every time you read it, it speaks to you in that moment that you're in. But the thing I wrote out to the side was, I really like this because she's talking about there's 10 or 11 years between rewriting this, but life had changed her in that time and she has a new perspective. And we can have that same thing living this lifestyle. So let me see what y'all are saying this morning before I get into all of this. When you hop on this morning, please say good morning, what type of Shibboleth day you are having. And I'd love to know where you're from too. Hey, Tammy's having an IMF plus a challenge day. Cool, that's awesome. Ron from Lilburn having a perfect day. Amy Carpenter from Ohio having a perfect day. Good morning, Diane from Columbus, Mississippi, IMF day. And she's battle buddying with 5 friends. I call that a success. That is awesome. That is awesome. Good job, Diane. That's wonderful. Hey, Ashley. Okay, Ashley's going to have a perfect day. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining last night for the lesson. Hey, Susie, good morning. Having a perfect day. Lynn Vance, having a perfect day in Carrollton, Georgia. Hey, Andrea from South Georgia. IMF Day here. Thank you for sharing. Y'all, the share button is in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Boom. You know your Shiboleth's marketing department, right? Because we don't have one. Share. It's the easiest marketing job you'll have. Share. Please send it to us. Hey, send it out there for us. Hey, Diane, good morning from Kennesaw. I will have a perfect day. Just shared and hope you have an awesome day. I love it. Diane comes on here like tick, 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 tick. I got all this done and thank you. I appreciate that, Diane. Roo Roadie. Good morning, Wanda. Having a lovely perfect day here in Dalton, Georgia. I love that. Yes, Andrea, her stuff is awesome. Thank you, Kendra. It is a wonderful study. Yes. Hey, Melanie, IMF Day in Gainesville, Georgia today, and Charlene from Michigan having a perfect day. There's Michelle from Michigan with an IMF Day. There's Kathy Chapman watching from Santa Fe, Tennessee, having a perfect day and has lost 30 pounds since April. Congratulations, Kathy. That is fabulous. Good morning, Polly. Perfect day in Dalton. Embracing the growl right now. Going to cook some egg whites and Jimmy Dean sausage. And on with the day. Awesome, Polly. See, I embrace the growl too. Always until 8 o'clock. Because I don't want to eat before 8 o'clock in the morning. I just train myself not to. So let's see. I read and watch everything more than once. Yeah, Wanda, that's a great idea. Hey, Susie, good morning from Philadelphia, Mississippi. Having a perfect day. And Tabitha, good morning, Tabitha. IMF Wow Challenge Day. She's trying to beat me in that challenge we're in. I lost half a pound again, y'all. I'm down to 137. So 1.5 pounds from my 50-pound weight loss. We'll see if I get there. I've been trying for 2 months to get there. Yay. Good morning, Cheryl from Clarksville, Georgia. I had a Tiger 16 yesterday and weighed with fear and trembling because I have had 4 holidays in the last week. I was very happy to see only a 2-pound weight gain. That's awesome. That is awesome. I had Tiger 16 days in between each holiday. See, that's wonderful. See, sometimes, and I heard this from a friend this week, they said that once they get out of EFB, they're like, I just have another holiday. And I can see where that would come to our mind. But see, what Cheryl is doing is, even though she's not getting an EFB, she is helping herself recover from that holiday and not do as much damage. So see, there's another strategy too. That's awesome, Cheryl. Thank you for sharing that. Hickson, Tennessee, hoping for perfect. Hoping. Let's not hope. Let's do it. Let's do it. Christy James, good morning from Tennessee. Woke up so happy. Awesome. Perfect day today. I love that we can wake up so happy knowing we've got to do. Colleen from Michigan having a perfect day. Good morning, Kim. And okay, awesome. Thank y'all all for saying hello this morning. So as I was kind of preparing for this, y'all know I've already read most of this to you earlier, but like I said, I was having progression, growth, and renewed perspective as I was reading through this. So I've got a few little nuggets, new nuggets. So one of the statements was, we're not likely to hear anything from God until we've abandoned our tug of war with him between our will and his. So there's been many times when I've said, if you are having a battle, you're having an internal battle with, I want to eat that, I don't want to eat that. I want to eat that, I don't want to eat that. I've always said it's because you want your way. You're wanting your way. So there's a battle. If you really weren't wanting your way, there'd be no battle. But then I like the way that this is kind of similar. It says, we're not likely to hear anything from God until we've abandoned our tug of war with him. So we need to go ahead and surrender our will to his. Okay, so here's some new little nuggets that I made notes about this morning. It seems we're starting this journey at the wrong end of the action plan, putting the obedience cart before the hearing God horse. Okay, so the reason that she's saying that is because we're talking about having a proactive stance of obedience. So when you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm going to have a perfect day, you are proactively determining your day, okay? So we're talking about having a proactive stance of obedience. It seems we're starting this journey at the wrong end of the action plan, putting the obedience cart before the hearing God horse. Let me just say what I've learned to be true. Facing up to this issue of obedience is the alpha and omega of how we hear God. Obedience isn't just one of the keys, it is the key that unlocks all the blessings God intends for us. It also keeps the door of communication with Him clear and continually open. So I want that line of communication between myself and the Holy Spirit to be clear and continuously open. So one of the things that I personally try to do is, if I know that I have sinned, I try to ask for obedience immediately. Just go ahead and ask for that immediately. I don't want any barrier between myself and God. God is holy. He can't have anything to do with sin. So if I recognize that I sin, I try to go ahead and get rid of that right away, so that I don't have any lack of communication. And that's just a thing that we can do every single day. When you realize you've done some little thing wrong, let me just go ahead and get rid of it. Let me ask for forgiveness and get that out of the way. We don't need any barriers. So let's keep that. But having that obedience stance also keeps that door of communication open. But when we're talking about this with Shibboleth, we've got the Shibboleth shield. Following the Shibboleth shield is the key to getting the results that you want. And we just need to be able to do that. And that will unlock all the blessings that you have to offer in life, that the Lord is trying to offer you in life. The Shibboleth shield is just a key. It's just a key to unlocking all of those blessings. But when it comes to obeying God, hearing God, obedience is the key. So no wonder then that the enemy, now think about this with your Shibboleth lifestyle, the enemy would want to work overtime to cripple us with fear, stir up our pride. Ooh, pride gets so many people in not doing the Shibboleth lifestyle. Kindle our doubts, encourage our procrastination, that happens a lot too, or incite any of those other troublemakers against us. Anything to keep us from running full throttle toward God in unbridled surrender. So you're going to have those fiery darts. They are going to come at you. But guess what? We've got a shield. The Shibboleth shield. Boom, I'm going to get that one. Boom, I'm going to get that one. I'm going to get that one. Yep, I'm going to get it. Not going to get me today. I'm going to use my shield. And if you have that moment where you're like mid-morning, you're going, dang, I'm hungry. What is it? Filter all decisions through the shield. 1, have you had your water? More than likely, you hadn't had enough. Go and get some water down. 2, what'd you have for breakfast? Did you eat enough protein to satisfy you from breakfast to lunch? You filter your decisions through the shield. The 3rd, did I eat the right combination? Just make sure. Yep, I had the right combination. Okay, good. And, that's what I do. I filter my decisions through the Shibboleth shield. Let me see what else I had marked. Okay, so there's these things that could be stopping us from hearing God. Fear, pride, laziness, stubbornness, peer pressure, procrastination, lack of trust in God, uncertainty as how to begin, being too comfortable where I am, impatience with God's timing, feeling unworthy to be used by God, being too busy with personal ambitions, concern that I might be hearing Him wrong, disappointment in God because of previous experiences, and doubt that obedience will lead to a desirable result. Ooh, that was a good one. Doubt that obedience will lead to a desirable result. So these are things that can resonate with us about why we don't immediately obey. And so she was saying, look at the things that you might have circled from that list that are keeping you from surrendering to God in every aspect of your life, and offer them up to Him. So as you're living your life, and maybe you have a moment where you realize or identify an area where you could grow. See what the problem is. So let's say that you're procrastinating, but you don't want to procrastinate. You want to do that. You need to offer that procrastination up to Him. Sacrifice that to Him. Give that to Him so that you can go ahead and make that move forward. And then be brave enough to let God search you. Examine me, O Lord. Try me. Test my mind and my heart. that wasn't written the way that I know it. So, ask him to reveal any calloused places that may be blocking you from clearly hearing his voice. There's a lot of callousness that we've built up. There's walls, there's things that we built up. Ask him to show you those so that you can yield those to him and obey in any area where you sense resistance and doubt. Okay, the last thing I want to go over today, actually there might be two. There's so much and it's so good. I mean, I could apply this whole Bible study to Shibboleth. But I could apply everything to Shibboleth just about, and here's why. You couldn't be taking care of anything more important. He gave you one body to live here on this earth for a temporary season. And then if you've accepted Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, his Holy Spirit is here. This is his temple, and we need to take care of it. So I truly don't think we could be doing anything more important than taking care of the one body that he gave you, that he lives in. Everything else stems from that. Your health, your ability to help others, your ability to truly serve him, to be an example for others, to be working in your community, being the person that you can be in your own home, in your work. It all stems from your ability to be able to move around and do these things. And it starts right here. I think it's the very first thing. Okay, so I titled this Shibby show, The Irony of Obedience. And it says the irony of obedience is like a delicate dance of trust. It may require real sacrifice from us, while somehow leading to blessing and incomparable abundance. Y'all, I am blessed that I have learned the Shibboleth lifestyle and I now know how to apply it. I go into restaurants empowered. I go to other people's homes where I don't know what they're serving, empowered. I go to luncheons and after hours and morning events for my job, empowered, because I know what to do. And sometimes what to do is to not eat what's there and enjoy the people that are around you. But I have been doing this long enough now to have that empowerment. It's truly changing the habits that are there. So listen to some of these statements. It binds us while concurrently loosing us. It holds us tightly while letting us go. It redirects us only to replenish and renew us. It restrains us while simultaneously releasing us. It limits us while opening up spacious possibility. Those are so good. If you are following the Shibboleth Shield, there are going to be times where you have to sacrifice and you deny yourself. But the possibility that comes from it, the releasing of guilty for eating a holiday is gone away. We're going to be replenished and renewed. And we're going to be let go to have an awesome life because we've learned to live by these standards and daily disciplines. Are you going to never have steak and baked potato again? Are you never going to have cake again? No, you just have that on a holiday. You make a decision on which day you're going to have those things. And if you want it on a perfect day, you figure out how to do it on a perfect day. Obviously not steak and baked potato, but you can make an approved cake, or there's some void replacement that'll give you that cake feeling. We want what we want. We just got to figure out what's going to help us do it. But by adjusting and taking the time to learn those things, you're going to really bless yourself. Now, in the beginning, when people get started with Shibboleth, I want to tell you, I feel their pain in the grocery store, because the grocery store is not my favorite place to be, and I do not like being on a scavenger hunt in the grocery store. And I feel their pain. But it's just like any time over the years you have wanted to make a new recipe and you had to buy new things for that recipe that you did not know where the things were. You had to hunt for them. And then if you really liked that recipe, you remembered where those things were pretty easily because you wanted to make it again and you'd already done that work. Yes, you're going to have to do a little bit more work in the grocery store, figuring things out. But whatever you do, do not give up on your nutritional adventure. Don't give up. Look at it as fun. And I know that can be hard because I have a problem with the grocery store myself. So I know that can be hard, but you just got to do it until the point where you know things where they are. Okay. So she was talking about how at her home in the mornings, there is a plan for accomplishing and doing things. And without a plan, it didn't go well with her family. And she's talking about having a plan. But what I underlined kind of resonated with me. Despite my own affinity for spontaneity and impulsiveness, I learned a long time ago that nothing, and I do mean nada, is accomplished during our morning routines without a plan. Spur of the moment, flying by the seat of our pants operations invite complete mayhem. All right, I'm still a spontaneous person, even though a lot of people will say she's such a planner, she's such a planner. I plan my month out and I stick to it. But every single day, I literally do not know what I'm going to eat until I walk in there to the pantry or the refrigerator. So in order to make that be successful, I only buy Shibboleth approved things and have them at the house. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the things I need. So now I only buy Shibboleth approved things and I go in there and I make one. She's talking about the key, and then she said, let's talk about the key we shared a conversation about yesterday, the key of surrendered obedience that leads to actually hearing from God and being able to live with the pure satisfaction of doing His will. Is anything really more important than that? No. So what's your plan for doing it? And then let me see. My last thing is Him in place. We're basically leaving it up in the air. Oh, wait. If we don't have an intentional resolve and strategic course of action for following Him in place, we're basically leaving it up in the air, susceptible to the flighty whims of our circumstances and feelings. There's simply too much eternal treasure at stake for that. So, let's play the game of life. Let's use our strategies. One of the strategies is to go and journal right now. And then, if you're watching on replay, please do me a favor and type in hashtag Shibboleth for His glory. Please make sure that you join me tonight at 7:30 as we go over the recipe library and how to create a grocery list. Thank y'all for all your comments this morning. I was on a roll, didn't have to read them all, but I will be able to do that later today. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.